In this video, we will be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are now on episode 3 of the series, and in the last episode we saw many new countries form, especially in Europe over here, where we saw loads of the new countries form in Central Europe. We also saw a new group of civilizations start over here in the East Asian area. If you do end up enjoying this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. We are on the road to 1000 subscribers in the minute. And yeah, let's get into the video. So we are going to be beginning up here in Scandinavia. The green team is going to be exploring some more of this land, now moving over to the Norwegian coast. And after doing just a little bit more of exploring, they are going to be colonizing quite a big portion of this land. This kind of does create some tension with the southern parts over here, as the green team does appear to be putting more effort into this area than their original area, but that probably won't lead to anything. They also take this island right here. Over here to Finland, we see that they also explore just a little bit of land, and they will be taking some of it on the coast. They also meet up with the White Sea over here, I believe that's what it's called, and they connect up with it as well, quickly becoming a pretty nice looking nation. Next up, we will move over to this little Caspian Sea country, because they are going to complete one of their goals, which is to explore around the Lake Fully, or the sea, and they will expand just a little bit of it going up north. They don't really focus on going south. Over here in Korea, we see them fully take the southern area of the peninsula and move up north just a little bit. We also see the gold team down here expand up north as well, and these guys continue to move in to the mainland, now actually taking quite a large portion in the south as well as some in the north, and the Beijing country will be taking some waters of the Yellow Sea. And yeah, that is our East Asian update for today. Anyway, back over here we see that the British Isles get fully discovered. And yeah, now the maps of the world being produced are quite knowledgeable on their areas. We also see this area being explored and connected up, and the Ukrainians will be taking a little bit more of this land. So they take a little bit of this land, not too much of it. I'm also going to give them some land over here. Next up, we will be moving over to Africa, where we see the purple team send out many exploration groups to discover a bit more of Africa. They then decide to colonize some of this land as well, going down just a little bit. Next up, the Romans will take Sardinia. But now we will actually be focusing on the red team, because something not great happens for the red team. So the red team at the minute, they are focusing on colonizing Britain, and they're actually taking way too much land for their stability. They're really just kind of trying to get this as fast as possible, so Ireland can't get any of it, which is kind of pointless because Ireland really isn't focused on colonizing Britain. But this is going to cause a pretty big movement that already happened, ever since the original collapse of the red team, when the blue team and the green team broke away, and that is going to be a revolution or a rebellion. So we see this northern German team pop up, definitely not funded by the green and yellow teams. These guys will quickly consolidate themselves as a pretty nice front over here, and the red team will mobilize up their military to go and fight this. So the red team, the rebellion continues to grow, and then the red team's military does end up arriving, pushing them back just slightly. But just as it is looking up for the red team on this front, we see multiple rebellions take place in this newly colonized English land, and this quickly just takes over the whole island. And now it's going even worse for the red team over here, as the Danish people continue to push back, now even getting close to the capital. And it is at this point where we also see another country join the war, and that is these magenta guys over here. Seeing this is a very good opportunity to gain access to the coast, they will launch an invasion of the red team, and this is basically just going to cause the red team to surrender. So let's have a look at this peace treaty. So looking at this peace treaty here, we can see that the red team has been heavily weakened. They lose this coastal land and then their Danish land as well as the English land. The Danes set up their capital right over here on this major city on the peninsula, and the English set up their capital in London, which is one of the biggest cities. It's where the red team first moved in to colonise the Isles. So that was a pretty interesting war, but now we will be focusing on the green team. So while the green team was heavily involved in that, they did fund that, and it kind of hurt their economy, sort of like how when America broke away from the UK in real life, the French funded it and it kind of wrecked their economy. It did cost the green team a lot of money to do that, and this turns the already unpopular monarchy of the green team that decided to heavily go over to this. Well, it's just going to kind of lead to a breakaway. And that is this very large Swedish breakaway state that even has the support from the people in the capital. And this kind of all started when the king of the Green Team decided to leave the capital and move to a city over here in Norway. And the people kind of think he's betraying them, so they will break away right here. And the Green Team really stands no chance against this. The Green Team hopes that the Danes will help them out, but the Danes really aren't interested in doing this, so they kind of feel sad about that. And we end up seeing a peace treaty looking something like this, where the Green Team is forced to move their capital over here. These guys will quickly expand outwards, going over to the Stockholm area, and they are quickly becoming a pretty large nation. Now, really quickly, I'm going to change the colour of these guys because they are a bit too similar to the Danes. But now we will be moving down here because we're going to see a new country form, and that is actually going to be this northern Turkish country right over here. They're going to very quickly establish themselves, and they're going to kind of rush to take this land, which is going to make the Greeks kind of rush to take this land as well. And we actually see the Turks, kind of not really bother to cut the Greeks off because they don't really want to be unstable. Their capital will be right over here. Next up, we'll go back to this country over here because they're going to take a bit more land and they're also going to do more exploring, meeting up with the Aral Sea. They'll kind of fully explore the land around this. And they will also move down into Persia, as well as up here. And finally, just a little bit more into Central Asia. Now, moving back onto Greece, there is something else happening there. Now, this Carthaginian colony has become like very powerful, and the people are kind of calling for independence from Greece because they are being treated as a colony instead of a part of Greece. And because Greece is like probably the most liberal country in the whole world at this point, maybe the only yeah, I feel like the only one that could be a competitor for that is Ireland. But yeah. So the Greeks will do a referendum, and it passes like 80% that the Carthaginians want their independence. So the Greeks will go ahead and grant that. And now we have a new Carthaginian state right here. These guys will be quick to explore and take a little bit of land on the coast. They were kind of being limited by Greece to do this, which is another reason why they wanted to leave Greece. But yeah, they will set themselves up as a pretty nice nation. This kind of sparks some ideas in the Egyptian colony, however the Greeks do value this one a lot more, so they won't really allow referendums to be held here. But now we will actually be looking at a new layer forming up, and that is going to be the trade routes layer. So this layer right here will allow me to show you where the paths of trading goes, and it will also help a lot with wars happening. So the first trade route we will see is the southern Mediterranean one. And this goes down into parts of Morocco, over past the capital of the Purple Team, up here across the Catalonian coast, down the Pyrenees. It's here where it splits off, but we'll cover that one in a minute. This continues around the coast and it goes down to the capital of Rome. It then continues up here in the north, going down to this capital, and then we kind of see something very interesting happening here. We see how Greece is kind of a hub for trade, as they have multiple different trade route paths, and they made sure that they all connect from the capital, and that ensures that most of the trade will flow through their capital. This trade route then goes through Turkey as well, and it's even set up down here to go over to Egypt. This one isn't really made very well, it's kind of just a bunch of people walking, there's no roads built like for the other ones. And it's currently going in process where there will be one constructed going over to Carthage, and it's about this much constructed at this point. Now over to this trade route, this one goes along the French coast and to the capital of the Blue Team, then going to the capital of the Red Team, up into Denmark, and it kind of stops here. Now we have a second trade route network going over here from the capital of the Yellow Team down to the capital of these guys, and this one was built by the Yellow Team before they collapsed. There we go. Well, not collapsed, it was built by them before they lost Finland. And they are kind of thinking of connecting this one up to the main one, so they have this other secondary road built. Over in China, it's pretty simple. It kind of just starts at the capital of Korea, moves down over to Beijing, and then just goes down the coast, meeting up with all of the capitals. And yeah, that is a pretty simple trade route network there. And the second layer I want to talk about that we have is a religion layer. So the religion layer will consist of multiple different religions. The first one we have is this red religion here. This is the founding religion. It also goes over here across the coast and kind of just a little bit into the centre. Next up we have the blue religion. This one goes down over here to parts of northern Rome as well as the rest of this country, parts of the purple team and this country here. Next up we have the green religion. This is Denmark, Sweden, as well as Finland and parts of this purple team right here. Next up we have the orange religion. This is a pretty big one. This one goes down to here, it goes into Rome as well. This one also kind of comes up here and splits with the red team. I think I'm just going to give... Next up, and I think the final religion we'll have over here is the... Oh, and these guys actually. And the final religion we have is the light blue religion. And that's these two as well as part of these guys, but most of them is this. So yeah, that is the religions in the old world. Let's go and have a look at the new world religions. Or I guess the East Asian religions. And this one is pretty simple. It is just all the same religion, and we have Korea as an offshoot of this religion. Speaking of offshoots, I just realised there's something I forgot to do. The purple team is an offshoot of the blue religion, which I will simplify as that. So that is the religion map, so that will be important soon, but for now, bye bye. But next up we actually have a big event happening in East Asia, and this is actually going to be the discovery of Japan by the Chinese country as well as Korea. Korea discovers it from up here, and the two meet up in a collaborative effort to explore Japan. Now, they aren't really working together as friends. Remember, this Chinese country is the country that Korea split off from, but they will be civil with each other in exploring Japan. They explore all the way up into Hokkaido and into the southern Kuril Islands, as well as parts of southern Sakhalin, but they don't explore this one too much. They do explore the coast a bit, and it's also at this point where we see a lot more exploration into central China. This allows the brown team to make a small gain. I think I'm actually going to shift... I'm just, like, I keep realising that I don't like the colours of some of these countries. But I think that's it. I don't mind any of the other colours. I think it's just those two. But yeah, anyway, we'll be seeing them do some expansion over here as well. And this will allow them to meet up with Korea, which isn't... They weren't trying to do this, they just meet up. We also see the golden country down here explored some of Japan. What? We also see the gold country down here colonize some Vietnamese land. And we also see these guys, they discovered Taiwan, but we're going to actually see a different country pop up here. And their capital will be right here. It's a pretty small country, but at least it exists. We see the Koreans taking Jeju Island, and we see the Chinese taking all of these islands over here. And they decide that they're going to set up a pretty small colony on these southern Japanese islands. However, it's kind of difficult for them to get to this, because it is still at this point where, like, storms and stuff in the ocean make it hard to travel. Like, the Mediterranean is fine to do this in, but not in the open waters here. We see the Turks colonize a little bit more land, and they also explore more down here into the Middle Eastern area. We see the Greeks colonize a little bit more of Egypt, but then they also explore a little bit of the coast of Egypt. We see the green team expand just a little bit out here. We see the Irish decide that they're going to set up a state in Scotland that actually has the brother of the current king. So after the English take a bit of the land, we see Scotland be set up, just like this. I'm actually only going to give them that. And Ireland does take the Isle of Man here as well. And the Scottish capital will be right here. But that is actually going to be the last event of this video. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.